Welcome everybody, Steve here. Today, do something a little bit different. This little piece here is for the vacuum hose hookup on a SawStop. Now, we could of course go out and buy it, but we need it right away. So I'm going to build one. I'm going to build one out of steel. Now, is this a weak point on a SawStop? No. This is, out of all the years I've been working on SawStops for quite a long time, ever since they came out. And this is the first one I've ever seen break. Not too sure what happened. This is cool, so anything could have happened. That's okay, we're gonna build one. Now I'm just scrounging around and I found this pipe. It's actually an old drive shaft, but it's 4 inches. This needs to be 3 7/8, so the 4-inch hose can go over top of it. So we're gonna cut it and make it just a little bit smaller. You know, I could take a chunk of satin coat and try and roll it around, but I think by the time I just do this, I think I could probably be a little quicker, save some time by just taking a piece of 4-inch and making it a little smaller. This is really thin wall. I'm really not too sure what kind of tubing. It's definitely not great tubing that they use for drive shaft because it's got a seam in it. You gotta think that, I guess that's why the weights are on this side, the opposite side of the seam. But for balancing, you'd think they would use something a little bit better, right? Anyway, so what we're gonna do is we're just going to basically put this on there. Might make the base a little bit wider, just so I got a little spot to weld here. But other than that, pretty simple. This is on a bit of an angle. That's going to be a little bit of a challenge. But first, let's get this cut. And it's a big 4-inch, so I had to pull my big unit out so I can cut that. So let's get her set up. I'll cut it, and let's see if we can get her down a little bit smaller. I might as well cut the angle first. So I've got this, I've just got it set up against here. This is straight up and down, so I get the right angle. Looks pretty good. We'll tighten her up. That looks like about 22.5 degrees by the looks of my saw here. Maybe a little less. Gonna have to get a light. Yeah. So in the original one here, we're not very deep in here. You can still get a clamp on that, but I like to make it just a little bit bigger. I'm just gonna go another 3/8. So we're gonna make that cut, and then we can shrink her down a little bit. this is some springy stuff. Had that a long way and it doesn't want to do anything. Well, I bent a little bit there that time. Take that back about being crappy stuff. I'll keep working on her. Ooh, we're getting close. Putting a little pressure this way because it's a little long this way. So we squish it, weld it, holds it just a little bit. Holds it a little better if you didn't hear that. Now let's see what we got. Oh yeah. Perfect. That's going to work good. Okay, weld this up. All right, this is my I don't know, looks like a piece of 16 gauge or something, some scrap. Now, before I cut it out, first thing I want to do is I want to cut my hole. Make it a little easier. Now I'm just going to use a jigsaw. I'll drill a hole. Cut her out. My last blade. what I did was I actually set my, you can set your blade so that it oscillates a little bit this way, get a little faster cut. I made sure that there was on 0, and that worked a lot better. Okay, let's cut that out. We're cleaned up, and we got everything all lined up where we want it. Just eyeballing it. You got to remember, this is a just a dust collection thing. We're not building something really fancy here, but still got to work. So what I usually do is I'll just go around and tack it on. I'm not going to weld all the way around. You just get a bunch of warpage and you have to straighten it out. And then what I do is I just come in with a seam sealer, an automotive seam sealer, and I caulk that edge up. Good to go. So let's weld her up. Well, we got her done. She looks just awesome. Now, this is going to work out good. It's a little bit bigger than what the other one was. I still got to drill some holes in here. The other ones are broken off. I'll figure out what that is before I mount it. That'll be real simple. But when it comes to dust collection, there's a lot of tools out there that just don't have the proper fittings and anything like that. And a lot of times what I'll do is I'll go to the hardware store, I'll go to the automotive store, and I'll buy the muffler adapter pieces. You know, you pay $6-7 for an adapter, and that seems to be just perfect for your hose. And there's so many different sizes in there, and you can customize it to whatever you want. Of course, you need to have a welder. But I have been building dust collection stuff for years and years, and I really do prefer just using the steel because you can do whatever you want with it. And if you want to go to you know, a heating place and get them to build something, it's going to be very expensive. Okay, I'm just going to clean this up a little bit, and then we're going to put on some sealer. Now this is just because I've got some. You can use silicone on here. It really doesn't matter. All you're doing is stopping the air from coming through the gap. You know, it's nothing structural, it's nothing this or that. And then when we're said and done, I'm just going to give this a little bit of a paint job and install it. Alright, let me clean this up and then we can seal her up. lick my fingers. It's really important to you. This stuff here, you need to use a little bit of paint thinner on your finger, but we'll be just fine down here. Light touch. You can use a glove if you want, but she's tough. Kind of gets everywhere. Yeah, it's better than brand new. Let that dry up, give her a coat of paint. Alright, there it is, all mounted up. Looks good. So it's on the bottom piece, right there. Alright, I'll hook a hose up, we're done.